Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Self Achievement Network. We are live. Hello, Sharif.
Hi, Dominic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to see you. Welcome
How is
everybody.
how is technology treating you?
Technology is treating me very well.
Yeah.
It's been one of those days where it's like, I had a person behind the faction. Jane was all the way from the Scottish Highlands, and
Yeah, I watched part of that. I loved it actually.
thank you. And we were having issues before, and then all of a sudden, boom, something just like magically happened and it worked. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I'm Dominic. I'm the host and the founder of Self Achievement Network, and I'm here today with this great guy right here, Sharif Yusuf, who is a marketing genius consultant from Toronto, Canada, by way of Cairo, Egypt. We met back in the olden days when we both were both working for the telco. Sharif has gone.
Good old days.
Yeah, Sharif has gone independently rogue as a independent consultant, and yeah. So we're going to be talking today about return on marketing investment. Is that right?
It is right. And how hot would a topic would that be, right?
I mean, to me, think about that for a second. Return on marketing invest. So if for every dollar that I spend on marketing, I will get a return, and hopefully
Yeah, that's
on the upside, right?
this is what people want, and this is what why we're in the market for today to make money, and most of the time, in order to make money, we need to spend money.
Yeah,
Um, so and a lot of the time some of the money that we should and need to spend is on marketing activities, and while some business owners would try not to make a big investment in marketing, however they usually find out that if they had spent those marketing funds professionally, they would have gotten the return that they needed, or that they wanted beforehand. So it is all about that return, and as I mentioned earlier, it's we are all in the market for making money. So why don't we make it sensibly and make sure that it really counts, right?
yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing is I was thinking about the especially with like some of the people that are one person shows, right?
Yes.
And the budget is not there, and unless somebody has a GoFundMe, or some sort of a fundraising thing that they can do to launch their startup. I mean, it becomes a real difficult challenge. But you focus a lot on small business marketing. So these are people. I mean, there's a lot of different examples, but there are a lot of brick and mortar places out there, and I mean, the list is endless, right? But there's
Yes.
a lot that people can do to invest money in marketing. And I mean, what would be the first couple of things that you would recommend people to come up with, like a budget or something like that, or what? Paul?
Um, well, I guess the first thing is that they 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 have to mentally be convinced that what they're doing is a good thing, because the fact of the matter is that businesses will continue to cut down on margins, and then marketing is often the first thing that gets cut. So our job as marketers is to show business people, business owners, that this money that they're going to spend on marketing activities should be or will be money well spent. But
Mhm.
it all starts here with the business owners. They have to be convinced that yes, they are going to spend this money for marketing, and this is how that it is going to bring them their return, because marketing is a cost center. We all know that it is a cost center. It is a support function in any organization, and it supports the sales activities.
Mhm.
So that's the nature of a marketing department. It is a support function. It is a cost center. So uh, its main role, like I said, is to support sales efforts, and to sell more products and services to make the company more profitable. So
Yeah.
the role starts by spending money and ends up with bringing in money. But in between this and that, there has to be complete buy-in, complete consent, and people, business owners, being completely convinced that this is actually going to happen. Without mentally and being convinced that this is going to happen, they are always going to cut down on marketing budgets, and that's not going to get them anywhere.
Right. It's kind of like if you don't run the race, you can't win or lose.
Exactly. So you got to try, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and it's I think without having someone that knows what they're doing or has a track record, that
Like,
becomes a big crapshoot. So it's like you never really know. And I mean, I've done it a lot to do my own marketing, and but then every time that I've hired somebody to do it and spent a little bit of money, I always had better results, always. And I have had health clubs. I've had my own.
no, thank you very much.
It's true.
And this is the problem. It happens. It is true, right? And it usually happens like exactly how you portrayed it there, is that sometimes business owners, they start thinking to themselves, okay, so maybe I can do this myself, and then I'll be able to save a little money here, a little money there. And as you said, and I can tell you right now, if you are a marketing person, then by all means, go ahead and do it yourself. But if you're not a marketing person, please don't try to do it yourself. The issue here is that the business owners often cannot justify to themselves that the marketing costs that they will incur. So, in fact, some of them would prefer to spend these extra funds on production or hiring a salesperson or any other kind of revenue generating activity.
Mm-hmm.
So and this becomes a main issue. So the idea is, you got to be convinced, like mentally convinced, that this money, when you spend this money, that you will get return from it. And as you said, and I have many examples as well. People start doing things themselves, and then at the end they end up hiring somebody to do the marketing for them. So bottom line is that they end up paying more money than they should have.
Yeah.
And the result, like you said, also the results are there. When they hire the professional person, then they get the results. If they don't hire them, then they just keep on spending money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
And there's a lot of aspects to that. The last time that a couple times before that we were on, we were talking about the different 5 or 6 different things that,
Yes.
you remember that?
Market communications mix. Yes.
The communication message gets confusing, and I mean it's a whole big thing. So return on investment really is about efficiency.
100%. 100%. It's the how you spend the money efficiently and make sure that all these gears are working together, these communication methods or means are working together to get you the results you want. Marketing activities will bring in the revenue that you'd like to achieve, provided that you plan them correctly and evaluate the performance regularly, and the insights that you will gain, that will help you make smarter decisions in the future for more marketing activities. And these decisions now will be based on data and based on facts. So now you're in a better spot than you were a week ago or a month ago or 2 months ago, because
Right.
now you have the actual information. So knowing your data, basing it on facts, basing your activities, your next move, your next marketing move on facts, will let you predict, will let you assess what you're going to get from your marketing spend.
Yeah.
Knowing your marketing ROI will also place some accountability on people like me. So as a marketing person, to drive the company towards growth and look for more creative ideas to market your product,
Mm-hmm.
because you want to bring ROI, return on investment. You want to see that the money that you're spending it on my work will bring you money. So it adds more responsibility, adds more accountability on me. So I have to deliver, right?
Right.
So I would rather put somebody sort of on the hook rather than try to do it myself, right? And then end up looking like I don't know anything. Sorry.
Well, what I'm thinking about is, so like when my wife and I had some health clubs a few
Yes.
years ago, right? And
Yes.
there in the beginning there was no budget for marketing, so we would call the newspaper, and we would try to get them to come out and look at some of the events that we had, and we always had events. But then we also did some newspaper ads and things like that, and and then there was some other electronic stuff that we did. But what I realized was that I was spending all this time and energy not creating results because I didn't know where I should be doing it. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know the right wording. I didn't know the right, um, um, saying taglines, but I'm thinking, what's the word at the top?
Slogan.
Whatever. Yeah,
Slogan.
anything
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I was just basing it on my experience, and we did create some results. However, until I hired some people to help me with that, that's what. And now the other thing was that I was concerned about was the length of time, right? So I want to pay somebody X number of dollars for their efforts, and when. It's not just am I going to get money back, but when am I going to
It
get?
is typically when. It is typically when. Yeah.
Yeah,
99%, 99.9%, the results will come. It's just a matter of, giving it the time and making sure that you agree on a plan. When I start working with a client, I I give a plan. I give a plan of action. So I'm going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 during the course of 1 year. So, and during this 1 year, we will go and revisit. We will check again, and we will see if we're on the right track. And this is how you assume responsibility, assume accountability for what I am doing, and this is how we make sure that we are on the right track. And therefore, at the end of the 12 months, when we come back, when we look back, then we say, yeah, okay, so we've done a good job.
mm-hmm.
But it does take one professional, um, to do it, and one plan in order to work against something. And that's my typical challenge right there.
Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine it is a challenge, and in the big picture, I mean, if I'm your client, how do you guarantee that there's going to be results? I don't know that you could 100% guarantee.
Well, like I said, it's usually there are results. It just needs what we call like a planned approach. It just needs a planned approach. The issue usually is with business owners is that they're in a hurry and they're in a rush, and they want to get things done quickly. They want to get results quickly and all that. So and maybe I've mentioned this before, but some people will come and say, I want to have a Facebook page. Okay, yeah, that's all well and good, but why? Why do you want a Facebook page? So the Facebook page here is not the result. The Facebook page is part of that, that
Integration.
year,
Yeah,
that communication mix. It's a way to deliver one of your messages about your product. So this should not be an objective on its own. This should be one of the ways that you use in order to reach your objective. What is your objective? Is to sell more. This is your objective. And the marketing ROI is about attributing the profit and the revenue to the impact of the marketing. So we need to know how successful our campaigns were, our events, our Facebook, our LinkedIn advertising, and all that, because people spend money these days on social media advertising.
yeah,
So how much have we spent on these activities, and how much have we made out of them? Now, there has to be an attribution, and there has to be accountability, and there cannot be hastiness or rush or you want to get things done quickly, or let me do this campaign quickly and then I'll go back and think of something else afterwards, or I'll hire somebody else afterwards. It doesn't do you any good. This, as a customer, it doesn't do you any good.
Hmm.
Um,
I can remember in let's talk about the health club. So, in the beginning, of course, there was no budget. And so then I would spend my time doing all these different, these efforts, right? And I generated some income. However, it wasn't really enough. So the more time that I spent doing it on my own, the less income that I had. And then the less able I was to spend on hiring.
your core business, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I was the business kind of, had me by the back end because, where if I would have just started from the beginning to do things the right way, then, so yeah, the longer that I delayed, the less money that I made.
And exactly, that's exactly it. The longer you delayed, the less money you made, because you, as a business owner, you want to focus on what is important to you, which is bringing in money. Now, in order for you to do that, then there should be people doing their parts as well.
Yeah.
And some of these people are called marketing people, and they should be responsible for the marketing activities and accountable for them. And we should be going on and reviewing how we're doing in terms of activities and everything, maybe every 3 months or so. If this is a 1 year plan, so maybe we can go and review every 3 months, which is fine, making sure that we're on track, making sure that we are delivering some results. And because there are so many, as we spoke last couple of weeks, that there are so many combinations of marketing communications mix activities, and they all require funding. If we decide to use 5 or 6 of them, then they all require funding. So we need to understand which initiative yielded how much money.
Hmm.
Again, this will give you information, this will give you data, and then you will be able to base your next marketing strategies on the data that you've just acquired. So um, it's just about giving people who specialize, let them do what they're good at,
Yeah.
because you need the time to do what you're good at too, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not just the marketing that I was doing. I was sweeping the floor. I was, greeting customers, like this. I mean, there was so many things that I was doing that I
Mhm.
was like the old shotgun effect, where
Yeah,
was
and then you get
to be
drained,
great.
right?
However, I wasn't spending very much money where I should have just taken my time focused on what I do great, which is managing and dealing with the members versus let somebody else do that
Yeah.
job,
Hmm. Hmm.
so I could, yeah, anyway, great.
So just, again, tracking your marketing ROI would show you which strategies are working, and this information, like I said, can inform your marketing budget allocation going forward. Can tell you, okay, so this is working well, we need to spend more money here, or it's not working, so we want to take it. So you can reinvest in the tactics that are bringing you a return, and maybe revisit, change, or maybe cancel weaker tactics, right? And and this is the essence of how you make sure that you are measuring your marketing investment. Now, in terms of what you need to measure, typically there are three things when it comes to measuring for marketing investment: the campaign performance, the channel performance, and what business it brings into what impact it is bringing on the business. So campaign, how good is the campaign going, and the campaign should have a plan, it should have some objectives, it should have milestones, because this is how you measure your campaign. And then there's the channel also, where you're doing the campaign. How is this channel going? Because you can do multiple campaigns using one channel, and then from there you can assess whether this channel is the right channel for you or not. Sometimes we come and say, okay, so we're going to do LinkedIn advertising, for example. However, your type of business does not suit LinkedIn advertising. So maybe going forward, we can change that and choose another channel. And then you measure the overall impact on the business. How much have I spent? How much have I yielded in this period of time? And that's the key. You need to measure according to a period of time.
Okay.
Now, there are three basic steps to measure your marketing ROI. Very basic steps, and if you think of them, they are really basic. First of all, you need to define your goals. That's very simple, and the goals need to be smart. And we spoke about smart goals many times before,
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
And then you need to identify your costs, how much you're going to spend, and then it's a simple formula, like subtract the marketing spend from the sales growth, and then divide on the marketing spend, and this is your ROI.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple formula, but the main thing is that to start with defining your SMART goals and identifying your costs, and then see what the revenue is, the growth in the revenue, and there you go. So
Yeah.
whether you're just to summarize what I've just been saying, so whether you're a small business or a medium or a large business, don't try to do your own marketing, because this is considered a lost opportunity. You want to do things right the first time. So get a marketing professional who will help you plan your activities and define your objectives, and then implement the marketing activities, and then measure your success. I don't want to say measure your results. I'm going to say measure your success, because you are going to succeed. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Awesome. So, okay. So, somebody, you said in the beginning, somebody needs to be convinced and, of that. So let's talk about your listing in the Self-Achievement Network marketplace. So there's an assessment that you're offering to anyone that has, small business, whatever. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's an assessment of the professionals or the company's marketing situation. It is basically it's a quick assessment. I mean, definitely I can go into more depth and more details, but just to give the business owner like a quick analysis of what they're doing in terms of marketing, and how this is good or how it's not good for them, and what are the things that they need to do going forward. So it is I typically do it over a phone call. It's a 1 hour meeting or something to gather most of the information. And if I need more information, then I'll ask the business owner for more, and then I come back to them with an assessment, like a quick strategic plan for a period of time, let's say for 6 months or something, and maybe a year. And then I will also provide some feedback after the first 3 months. So, but the main idea is to sit down and assess where we are as a business in terms of the marketing activities, and then we see what we can do going forward.
Yeah. So if I'm a business owner and I want to use this assessment, so I have, maybe I'm a do-it-yourselfer, or I may have 1 or 2 or 3 people in an office that are doing my marketing. So what you do with this assessment is then you will get on the phone with our marketing person, whoever that is. Me, if I'm a do-it-myselfer, you'll ask me a bunch of questions about what I'm doing, what's working, what's not working, like that, to ask me about my business, who are my clients, who are my avatars, who, and all that stuff. And then you will put together a recommendation.
Absolutely, it is exactly like that. We'll find out everything that is going on right now, how you're doing, potential customers, where you want to be, what type of customers you have right now, and all these questions. And then from there, I will come back to you with sort of a recommendation as to what to do within, like it's like a short-term plan, maybe a 6-month plan or something, or maybe depends on what we agree upon. Definitely I can come into with more details, but it will just need a little more time. That's it.
Yeah, but this gives people the opportunity, so that big question mark is, I want to spend thousands of dollars doing this, where you could do an assessment and then I would receive back a list of your recommendations on what to do that I could implement or my team could implement. And or somebody might just say, you know what, I don't want to do it, and I don't want my team to do it. I want you to do it.
Yeah, would
You,
love that.
yeah. So that's, I mean, that's really the big picture, is that if people can't do it on their own, you can help provide those services.
Absolutely. Yeah, would love
Okay.
that.
Great. All right. So beautiful.
That was great.
For this assessment in the thread here.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. All righty. You done?
This was really good. Thank you very much for having me again for the I don't know how many time, but it's always good to be on the network.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll leave the links. Your company is the One Business Consultants. You're
Yes.
also on LinkedIn,
Yes.
and I'll leave the assessment link for the marketplace. If somebody wants to go do that, it's $200 for the assessment,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly.
Great. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have yourself a fabulous weekend from all of us here in the Self Achievement Network. Remember to stay inspired and have fun. Thank you, Sharif. Thank you
Happy
all.
Friday.
Take care. Be safe. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.